In this video, I'm going to teach you guys what I regret not doing sooner in my 20s and 30s. Understand that I didn't know a lot about life when I was really young. I was still trying to adapt. Even at 42, I'm still trying to figure things out as the world is ever changing. Learn from other people's mistakes. Some mistakes have to be learned on your own though. I thought I had all of the time in the world. The average age of death for a man is 75, and we sleep for about a third of our lives. That means that we got about 50 years left, give or take. The biggest problem facing young men in 2025, it's not money, women, or careers, it's drifting. It's not being clear on the things that you want. And you wonder why your life sucks. Understand that you will fail a lot in life, and it's better to fail on the things that you actually want versus letting other people choose your path in life. When I was young, I didn't trust myself as a person, and I had to build confidence and learn how my mind worked so that I could operate a lot better. And when I was young, I never liked to read because in school they have you read a bunch of books that you have to memorize facts and they may or may not be interesting. It's like saying I don't like watching movies. There's different kinds of movies for different purposes. There's different kinds of books. Look into self-development books that will help solve your problems. Read them over and over and over and practice them on a daily. If you guys ever played video games, it's like a tips and tricks book. You could look up the top 10, find the authors that you resonate with the most, study people who you want to be like, who you're attracted to. Imagine speaking to your younger self. What advice would you give to yourself? Maybe some of you guys grew up poor in a broken home and all you saw is the negative side of life. It's like what you're searching for on YouTube. If you look for positive and optimistic things, then you'll find them in life. If I look for the negative and bad things, I will also find those as well. Being a victim, it doesn't help you in life because it puts you at a disadvantage versus if you're the hero of your story. That's why you focus on brighter things in life. When you're listening to a book or you're reading it, make sure you're habit stacking. You could go out for a walk. You could work out while you're learning this information. Also take notes while you're reading because this would be a way of how to reprogram your mind and to give yourself a little software update. And you can decide how you want to live and how you want to think going forward. It's kind of like a projector where how I think and how I feel, it'll project out to myself and to other people. Explore different career paths and try as many as you can so that you could get an idea of what works. It is important to be patient and you will decide if it's working or if it's not working for you. Have a more business mindset to have multiple streams of income so that you're not reliant on one source. Feel worthy of investing into yourself, whether it's buying books that can help you, or a course, or a coach, or joining a community with other like-minded people. Because it could give you ideas on how to expand your mind, different perspectives. I wish I invested more into stocks when I was young. I probably didn't start until I was in my 30s. Your time, it's more valuable the more that you have in the market. I think education in 2025, I wouldn't go back to school. It's more about who you meet and university. And most things, they could be learned online. I also wish I got into more mental health and understanding my emotions because we're always in our minds. We have 50 to 60,000 thoughts a day. And I remember when I was listening to dark music and I was working out, it did help me get stronger. It hurt me on a mental level though, because I was listening to negative things, negative thoughts, words. Understand that your words and your thoughts, they have power because then it dictates your habits and who you become, your character later on. Make sure you guys improve your sleep. You need 7 to 8 hours to be optimal, to be more happy, more joyful. Versus if I'm only getting 4 to 5, it's less enjoyable. I hear studies say the lifespan, it gets shortened by 15%. You are what you eat, you're always eating. And understand that if you're eating whole foods, you're drinking water, make sure it's optimal. It's going to affect your overall health. If you guys are smoking, drinking, you're eating a bunch of processed foods, try and cut that out because it's going to affect how you think, how you look, how you feel about yourself. Also, for working out, I think that it's really important. I didn't get into martial arts until my 30s, and I think that it is important to build discipline, to build character, to understand what it feels like to lose, to get beat up, and know that nothing can stop you. All of these metrics can be tracked as well. Your time, your resources, your attention, your food, your exercises, your sleep, to make sure it's optimized. I want you guys to take calculated risks with what you're doing. I can't see fear and I can't see faith. And it's better to operate on the positives, to find ways of how to achieve your goals versus telling yourself the ways that you will fail. Understand how you can fail and lose. More focus on optimism. Try to find mentors, even if it's ChatGPT, a book. When you guys go to the gym, you can network with other people. Maybe they have a better physique, or maybe they have a business that you could learn from, or maybe they're really good at eating. You guys could work on your fashion, understand what you like, and understand what women like as well, because it is kind of a balance. Also, for finance, it's great to make a lot of money, but then it's good to be able to get money back from taxes or expenses, or even to invest the money. Find out what you love to do and do more of that, whether it's creating or doing a sport. Because if you're more passionate about things, you're more likely to give 100% of who you are into it, and it's going to be a more fun experience. I wish I learned how to be more social, how to speak more earlier on. I was pretty introverted, because the more people you network with, the more people you speak to, the more that you could learn from other people, and the more happier that you would be as well. Be aware of the stories that you tell yourself. For example, I could say, I'm not good at sales, I'm not good at communication, versus I'm working on learning these kinds of skills that will help propel me in the future. I would have to learn how to be my own best friend and my own advocate, and to have self-love for myself, because even if I didn't get it from my parents, I would have to teach myself, because it comes from me. Self-love comes from yourself. It doesn't come from an external. And you can prove to yourself based on the habits, the thoughts that you're doing daily. Set up your schedule of how you want it to operate in blocks of 15 minutes, half an hour to an hour. Set Google Calendar events and alarms so that you know what you have to do when you have to do it. Take the guesswork out of it. You don't want to be guessing. That you want your inputs to be so refined that you would be successful over time. You may have to cut out or reduce time that you spend with certain family members or friends if they're not on the self-development journey, because they could be holding you back. Misery loves company. Get rid of the drugs, the alcohol. Those things, they inhibit your body and you won't be able to perform at max capacity. Find the foods that would help you. Find low-calorie substitutes for example, a tortilla or a sugary drink. You could buy low-calorie things, low-calorie sauce. Unlock awareness of what you're doing in life and understand how you could be manipulated in life.